Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Carr going to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
From midfield, here's Carr. And incomplete on the deep ball.
They're such a talented team at defending the perimeter and taking away throws to the outside. Great confidence, great skill.
So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They went 3 and out on their first drive of the new season. Not an ideal beginning as they start drive number 2, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A quick 1st down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run again with Harris, and he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They run the play fake. Here's Pickett. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this throw will be intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it. And the Raiders will take over here at their own 14-yard line. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
2nd down, Jacobs once more. And that one blown up quickly. as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense. I think in the future, if you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Throwing his car on third down. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get on track in this one.
On fourth down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Here's Austin. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
It's a gain of 10. And the Steelers first down.
We're scoreless after 1. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And this is going to be a Steelers first down, as good running gets them to about the 44. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Harris running straight ahead, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On 2nd and 9. Pickett. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Pickett now from the gun here. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there, as that's batted down and incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it. Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Got a man. It's Darren Waller. The 40. 20. 10. 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Darren Waller, 91 yards. And the Raiders post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. To the air on first down with Pickett. They'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Pickett to throw on first down. Throw left side, taken in by Claypool. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's second down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at their 38-yard line.
Pickett sets up play action. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll throw again with Pickett. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Give him 32 on the play.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Divine Diablo. And the Raiders are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away? It could cost them a ball game. So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there at the moment the ball gets to the receiver, and he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle, and the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. In his own end zone, it's Carr. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
Well, he reminded us that he was a 1,000-yard receiver a year ago as he starts off week 1 picking up right where he left off. He told us at the end of the preseason he was primed for a big year. He just gave us excellent evidence of his belief.
Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Carr. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Sutton. And the Steelers will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Finding Miller once more, complete.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 52 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time. This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Looking to throw, Pickett. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Pickett, he's going to throw it again. Right side, Claypool's got it. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Boswell's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Carr. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Carr. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 11 yards there, just like last play. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So you got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Throwing on first down is Carr. And it's complete to Adams. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Throwing now is Carr. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Davante Adams, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Raiders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Working out of the gun, it's Pickett. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Try him with Pickett here on 3rd down. Steps away to his left. Pickett lost it, and the Raiders pick it up. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
You can admire his willingness to sacrifice his body to try and pick up the first down, and I do. But let's face it, you know his coaches are going to warn him about diving or extending for a marker for this exact reason. So much easier to have the ball knocked free when you're extended like that. So if you're going to dive, you got to make sure you secure the football, which he didn't.
So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Now the is going to burn their third and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. He'll look downfield for Waller. And this is caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Third touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
And they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
To throw his Carr. Now a diving catch made just beyond the line of scrimmage. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that'll bring up fourth down. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas. And this one will be down by a member of the kicking team at about the 40-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. And a big loss here as he's taken down. In on the sack, the former Buckeye, Tyquan Lewis.
Defenders are always happy anytime they can sack a quarterback for a loss of 10 or more yards. There's an example there. High fives all around.
On second and a long way to go. Pickett, that's swung out wide to Harris. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. Though certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got his tight end Fryermuth right side. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. Well, he's had the interception woes in this one, Charles. At that time, a little bold to throw it into double coverage, but he beat the double coverage.
Yeah, but I admire that he still will challenge defenders downfield, even though the ball's been in jeopardy a few times in this game. A nice ball there against multiple defenders, and they advance it downfield.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Carr now on 1st down. And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket, no. Here comes the flag. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. To throw, it's Carr. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Open man, it's Rager. He's got it. Finding room at midfield. Down the right sideline. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. It's a big play there for Vegas. 52 yards. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Carr to throw. This is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Make it 4 touchdown passes now for Derek Carr, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Carlson on for the PAT. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run again with Harris, and he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now Pickett will look to pass it. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 4. Now Pickett. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
They run for it with Harris. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the 1st. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
The one thing I have learned about this league, more and more, you've got to take some chances. You know, if you play everything conservatively and play everything exactly like, okay, I know what to do in each situation, I don't think you're going to get very far. I love the call there, going for it, even on his own side of the field.
Yeah, and even though you're on your own side of the field, they were creeping towards midfield, so not as crazy as if they were back at their own 20.
Showed a little faith in the defense too, right?
Yep. Off play action, Pickett. Yeah, he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the gun, here's Pickett. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Jacobs will cross the line. He's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Well, Charles, no matter what the prognosticators say before the season, whether they think you're going to be good, bad, or somewhere in the middle, you never quite know how week 1 is going to play out. But for them, it has been an impressive performance, and they are well on their way to a 1-0 start.
Yeah, it's a lot like opening up presents, isn't it, partner? You're not quite sure what's inside, but you're hopeful, right? In this case, exactly what they were looking for, exactly what they need.
On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this fourth quarter. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
112 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing on 3rd down. Here's Pickett setting up the screen. Harris. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And I know that one didn't work out the way they thought, but I don't think it was a bad time to call this play. You're thinking on 3rd down, you might possibly see some pressure. You might see a blitz. So they tried to set up the screen, but that one was well read, and they stopped them for no gain.
Pickett, 4th down, desperation time. Johnson's got it complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. And checking that NFL scoreboard there in the fourth quarter down in Arizona. And that one is now a 2-touchdown advantage for the Cardinals. A win would be their 2nd on the young season. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Carr going to look to throw. That'll be caught. It's Rager. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A Raider first down, 17 yards. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between week 1 and week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of the season.
So for Las Vegas, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory We welcome all of you to Nissan Stadium on the banks of the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. They begin the drive with Coleman. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Gotta like that start. 14 yards to get him going. Good job there. Pretty simple. The hole was created. Runner just darted right through.
Yeah, that's the kind of play teams are looking for to have some success early in a ball game. If you're an offensive play caller, you mark that run down. Make sure you keep coming back to it throughout the game until they stop it.
Right back to Coleman here on first down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. This defense for the Titans, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Finds his man. It's John Mechie. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 38-yard line. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. A handoff, Coleman between the tackles. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Coleman going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Brady now to throw. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. That's sacked by the DN, Danico Autry. On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Tannehill with a play fake to Henry. He'll throw instead. Man open, that's Kiki QT, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just help receivers find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Now a pass, and it's complete to QT. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run.
Touchdown! Kiki QT, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Fields it right around the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a